like every other sector within the UK economy, we are struggling with labour market issues. We don't have access to the same pool of talent, and the pool of talent that exists in this country is diminishing. So we know we have a job of work to do to make our industry not so much attractive, but to inform people about it, because a lot of the time they're just completely unaware. They're unaware of the diversity that's within it, they're unaware of the financial benefits that there are, the job security. As long as there are human beings in this planet, we will need construction. As long as there is construction, there will need to be scaffolding, and scaffolding can never be done entirely by machines. So there is a degree of job security within the scaffolding industry that perhaps isn't as prevalent within other sectors.
We want to get people into this industry. It's a great industry to come and work in. It can offer sort of continued employment. There's great training available to people throughout the industry, and we want to be able to sort of keep that youth coming through with new starters. We also want to look at generating sort of the existing workforce that are in there and offer opportunities for further training, so that we don't just get young people in at the sort of the bottom of the industry and just leave them there. We want to keep that journey going through training and sort of continuous development through there.
I think we are probably one of, if not the most professional discipline in the construction industry. I'm not just saying that because I work in scaffolding, but because I've seen it with my own eyes. It's a very serious game. You know, mistakes can cost lives. It's a very, very high risk industry. And so you need people on board that are well trained and professional.
What we're seeing now is quite a lot of older people who are wanting either a career change, or they've been put into another area of construction which they're not really getting the progression that they want. So they come and join as an apprentice. And to be honest, they tend to be the older apprentices tend to be the ones, you know, they've got something to work for, they want to be there. And we have had some really good ones come through.
You know, we have people, you know, changing trades. Recently we've had carpenters decided they want to do something different, you know, and they've come and taken a step back to obviously learn a new trade. Coming from one skill set, coming into another, you don't just go on the same level, you've got to learn the trade.
We've taken on people, youngsters, like trainee scaffolders. We've taken on people from university, straight from university, to come into the engineering team. Currently we've got an advanced scaffolder who's in his mid to late 30s. He's come into the design team, so that's new to him. His skills are really transferable, so it's kind of a new job for him, but he's doing really well, and those skills, those practical site skills, we're finding they're really transferable to the design office, and really important actually.
In order to come into scaffolding, you don't need any academic qualifications. Actually, we train you in everything you need to know to be a scaffolder. Within the trainee journey, there is the requirement to complete a MVQ portfolio at the later part of the adult learning route. Or if you're going to go on the apprenticeship, then there's a degree of formal training delivered at a training establishment that you'll need to apply yourself to be able to do.
The biggest issue at the moment is keeping hold of apprenticeships when you get them. They get misguided by the pound, by non-member companies who offer them silly wages, so they just jump ship, their training doesn't continue, and they just get swallowed up by these non-member companies. Yes, they have to start at the bottom on the pay structure, but they get a proper apprenticeship, proper training, go through it properly with the training providers that we use, and come out of it with a right apprenticeship and certifications at the end of it.
I think from learning from being an apprentice, being a young person on site, and learning the components, everything, the practicalities of things, actually how they fit together on site, what's practical, what's not. If you are then later on in your career doing costing of projects, you'll know what can fit, what can't fit, what's feasible, what isn't. So it certainly gives you a good rounded knowledge and background of scaffolding. Is definitely advantageous if you are managing projects, costing up projects.
The progression in the scaffolding industry is immense. There isn't really a point that you stop. As long as you're willing to work, you're willing to get yourself known, the progression is huge. I've progressed probably through 6 roles going up in the last 6 years, and we've got a lot of people that have come in on apprenticeships and gone all the way through to an advanced scaffolder with HGV.
They don't need to be brilliant writers or great at reading or anything like that. It's not needed. That we We can help them through all of that. They can start from nothing and go all the way to the top. There's nothing to stop anyone doing that.
You see some scaffolders, they'll come up from apprentice, trainee, basic scaffolder, advanced scaffolder, and then they'll get to that point and they're at a bit of a crossroads. And you know, that's not the end in this game. You know, we can go supervisory, we can go management, we can go health and safety, we can go commercial. I think about every large business and every support sector and network they have. We have that in scaffolding.
You can either continue down the pure scaffolding route and become advanced and become a site supervisor, and thereafter, if you're good, become a contract supervisor and go into contracts management, or there are a number of other opportunities, whether that's moving into health and safety, into driving, into training, or if you're got a creative mind, innovation is your passion, then perhaps scaffold design is where you could go. The fact that it's not just about becoming a scaffolder and using tubes and fittings to create a structure for other people to work off, I think there is a much wider career opportunity within the industry.
A scaffolder can earn very, very good money. I would say between 35 to 40 a year. I would say a scaffolder level would be probably on par with maybe a roofer and a carpenter and people like that. But they know that they can build up. And don't forget, that is just basic level. You're not talking bonuses or anything like that on top of that.
I mean, the money at the moment, £200, £250 a day, you know, once they've gone through the training from basic COTS, part 1, part 2 to advanced, you know, they should never be out of work if they're competent scaffolders.
If you're willing to work hard, listen, learn, take on advice from skilled people around you, then you can go through in director level, board level, senior management, leading, directing a business, working on strategy and paving the way for the business for many years to come.
Anyone can do it. It just depends on how much you want to do it, I think. I don't think I've necessarily noticed qualities that make you a better scaffolder and not better scaffolder. It's your mindset around everything that makes you the best scaffolder, I would say.
Finding people jobs is not particularly exciting for me, and frankly it's not that exciting for our members. This is not to say that we will not give people jobs and find people jobs. We do it every single day and there are jobs aplenty, but what really excites us and what really gets us up in the morning is offering people careers, and the start of your entry point is highly unlikely to be the point that you end up in terms of your career. As long as you have a desire to continuously improve, then the world is genuinely your oyster within the scaffolding industry.